Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. We are live streaming. I hope everybody had a great weekend. So let's get rolling into the stock charts and see what's going to be happening this week and what's going to be popping. Our crypto is down a little bit, and I have a feeling it's going to be dipping down. We'll go over that, obviously. Big guys are putting huge short positions on them. So we're going to keep an eye on all that, and we're going to see what the market looks like and what's going to be cruising this week. So here we go. And let's get time to rock and roll on this market. So here we go, everybody. Let's take a look at our OCEA, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And there we go. Like I said, live stream, and hope everything sounds good. And we are going to continue to live stream all the shows. So let's look at OCEA and see what it wants to do. It did pull back a hair on Friday, and it does look like that pullback, and it wants to rip and dip kind of look. So let's take a look at it and see exactly what it wants to do here. And yeah, it did have that little dip and rip look down from 7 to 6 right there. So let's see what it wants to do in the morning. We'll take a look at it. It's been first on the list for the most part, and just waiting for it to try to get curled up there and get cruising, and it is in a pretty good spot right here. So we will definitely be looking at that OCEA and Buru here, BURU. If I could type it in right, that would help. And Nubaru, here we go. That is on the 20 right there. Not looking bad, just like a little flat right there on Friday. And let's see what Buru wants to do. It's hitting that 20 right there. We'll have to see. It doesn't look too bad, but over the weekend, we're going to have to check that one out just to see what it wants to do. So we'll take a look at Buru and see what that wants to do tomorrow. And then we'll look at our B hat right here, just reverse split. And let's see. I know it was reverse splitting, or it's going to. When did it? March 12th, it announced. When did they reverse split it? Don't even say it on here. Oh, effective tomorrow, it looks like 1 for 100 on March 17th. So it is reverse splitting. So we'll look at B hat tomorrow and see what it wants to do. I thought it reverse split Friday, but it's reverse splitting and showing up on Monday tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day. And that is tomorrow. And WINT right here, they recently had a reverse split, just kind of cruising flat down there. WINT, it was trying to get set up here, and it is. I mean, it's not looking bad. 206 to 214. It closed at 207. So we'll take a look at that WINT. We've been looking at that the last few days, and it does appear to be trying to get set up right there. So we will keep an eye on that. And let's see what our S dot is up to, because I thought that was moving on Friday. I don't really remember now. It was just cruising around. It was moving in the after hours more. I remember that. That's what it was. And let's look at it. SDOT, and it did 302 to 311, and it came down to 304. I thought it was moving up in the after hours, and it's crossed down. We're going to have to see. It may just cross up right here. We'll have to take a look at it. It was really setting up, kind of making a base here, and it has good support right there at your 270 area. So we'll see what it can do, but we do know they pull back right here. But this one is looking pretty solid. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on that SDOT and that UOKA. This thing's been pretty wild lately, that's for sure. And let's look at it. It was in a good spot, and Friday it did jump up there. Let's see, what did it go to? 16 to 26, and then it closed at 16. Look at all these jumps that it has, and it generally jumps up and comes down to where it opened at, if you can tell. I mean, it's just crazy, and it's still running flat, just a little bit of pullback, and this thing may still get set up again. So this UOKA is pretty wild right there, I must say. And let's take a look and see what we're what's that RGC doing, because that one was running up like crazy, and it started to try to run back on Friday. It's still in the top, guys, so I would keep an eye on it. It went 1272 to 1480 right there. It did close at that 1299. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. And that is RGC right there. So that is one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. And like I said, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to want to do tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on it because it is in the top there, and it could bounce right back up. So we will look at that. And CRVO, let's see what that's doing right here. That's sitting back on the line right there. It was jumping back up a little bit on Friday. CRVO, And yeah, it wasn't looking too bad, honestly. We'll have to definitely look at this. Look at that curl up right there. So CRVO, Servo Med looking like it wants to bounce back up into the top and maybe have a nice little run happened here. There we go. Is that working now? Um, I think it was not working. Let me make sure because I just looked over and it said I didn't click anything, but it just said that the thing was unplugged and I don't know how. Let me just make sure the audio is good. Yeah, it looks like it's still good right now. I'm not sure if it was unplugged for a minute there, but if it was, I just kind of looked at it and just happened to see that. So I'm keeping this up here to make sure everything's running smooth still. So that I am keeping an eye on. So if it did cut out, my apologies, but I will keep an eye on it. And there's an echo there. Luis Rodriguez said, "All right, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can fix that real quick." And hold on. We're gonna fix that echo, I think. Oh, how did I do that? Let me see real fast. There we go. Let me just see. Let me see if that makes it any better right there. Because I was messing with the settings and maybe I messed something up. I don't even know. And let me put this back here. There. Boom. Maybe that's a little bit better. So hopefully that works. And yeah, I think everything's working well. So here we go. We'll continue on right here, just making sure. And again, just kind of starting out doing live streams. We were doing them all on the Spaces, just the audio. And now we're running it. And I'm doing it through StreamYard. So that's why I'm just making sure everything's working. And let's go. B-Hat. So let's look at that thing again because Laptop Travel was saying, yeah, we'll see. That could be a little dip and rip. We'll have to look at it in the morning and see what B-Hat wants to do right there. So I will see tomorrow morning because it did have that dip and it's hitting that MACD. It's been kind of running up and down and up and down. So we'll see if it wants to roll off there for B-Hat. We'll keep an eye on that one. And let's look and see what our... so that CRVO, look for that to try to bounce in the morning. That could have a nice little bounce. LAC, that Lithium Americas Corp, let's see what that's up to because we knew that was setting up right here. LAC. And it does look pretty good, guys. I would keep an eye on it. It's going to get back into this channel right here, 290, 289 area, and then run up to our $3 area, and then try to get set back up. So I would say keep an eye on that. We might have to look at some of these metals and mining out of Canada. They could get set up because that one looks really good right there, I must say. LAC, so keep an eye on that one. And AIM right here, AIM. Let's see if it can aim up right here. Let me take a look and see. It is just kind of pulling back. It was setting up really good. Maybe it's going to try to roll off this MACD. It got pushed down right there by that 20 for whatever reason. And again, we actually knew that they were doing some crazy stuff with a couple different people. We looked it up before and we don't look at much news, but I just scrolled down and you can see if you want to on here. That's where I get all my news from, is FinViz right there. But anyway, it is getting pushed down by the 20, but it looks like it's going to try to get curled up on that MACD right there. You can see it unless it tries to cross down. So I'll keep an eye on AIM tomorrow and see what it wants to do right there. And again, it could go either way, but I'm thinking it wants to jump back up into that channel. And this LRHC was moving up. We thought it was going to, and look, it jumped right up onto that 20 like we were talking about. So let's see, it might have a nice little pop. It looks like it was stopping there. A little healthy pullback 22. It closed at 21. So yeah, we'll have to look at that tomorrow. And again, and over the weekend, it's hard to it's hard to see every one of them. Some you can tell what they're going to do, but others are just tough over the weekend, especially in this market right now. Everything's day to day, and you have to really keep up on the news and kind of every trend and everything going on right now, because one tweet could send it all wild. OCGN did pull back a hair, and we are just watching this one get set up, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a beauty. But that's just that's going just one that we're watching to get set up, so nothing real crazy right there, but besides the fact that we think it's going to change and run the other way. So HEPA,
was down, and that could be that dip and rip. I mean, look at that pullback right there, and that's why you have to be extra patient in this market. And yeah, it did, look at it, pull back. It was trying to cross up the other day, and I'm telling you, these things will fool you until that pattern breaks, guys. We have to stick to it, because look at that. I mean, look, this thing was sticking right on there. Remember, it was running that line, came down and tried to jam up it and came down, pulled back Friday. So we will see. And Friday was pretty green for everything, remember? So see, everything was pretty green there. So the fact that this one got jammed down some more, it could be a nice dip and rip little look right there, 4 down to 2. So yeah, kind of went down almost 50% right there. And that is HEPA, and it's over a little over 2 now. But yeah, that one took a nice little dip right there. And I'd keep an eye on that for that dip and rip, because how much lower is it going to go? I mean, it would be into the penny range, and then under that, and then it's not going to make it on here anymore. So yeah, I'd say it's going to have to take some kind of bounce, and it's getting set up. I would keep an eye on HEPA tomorrow right there. And again, that patience is going to pay off right there for you, because that one was dipping down pretty hard, and it was looking good. But you have to be patient with these. Even though you think they're going to cross through, they don't always cross through, and then they get you. So we've known that pattern for weeks, and it's been saving us. That is for sure. CYCU, this thing I think's getting set up, guys. So keep an eye on it. We were definitely watching it as it was pulling back here. And on Friday, it went 53 up to 56. It did close back at 53. No big deal. And I would keep an eye on this CYCU tomorrow as well, because that one could be getting set up to get rolling right there. And LGMK, Logic Mark, LGMK, that's Logic Mark right there. And that one, we've been watching it. It ran up that day, March 7th, and pulled back. Now it's making a little base, trying to curl back up. Not looking bad either. Let me see what it did here. LGMK, it went 18. It did pull back a little bit, but nothing crazy right there. I'll have to look at it tomorrow. So let me take a look at Logic Mark, but I would be looking at that in the morning. And your 20's right there at like 23 cents. So it can get there and get moving. So that's Logic Mark. So we will keep an eye on that one as well. And here we go. Let me take a look at DGLY. This one's been trying to get set up. I know it was trying to curl up the other day. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Look at it, flat right there. Let's see what DGLY wants to do here. Yeah, it ran up a little bit, 9 to 10. Pulled back to 8, though. We'll have to look at this one, but I think that one's going to have some potential as well. You can see it in a good spot, running up, and I think it does want to get curled up here. So another one to keep an eye on, DGLY for tomorrow, and even keep an eye on that LGMK Logic Mark. And this plug, we were super early on this. It has been moving up here. We were down here on it. We knew it was bouncing off of there, and it was down at 137. You're at 167, but it is trying to get set up here. So we'll watch it again tomorrow. We'll make sure it gets curled up, but it looks like it wants to. So we'll make, like I said, right there, and look like it did. But over the weekend, we have to make sure. So I will take a look at plug, make sure it just wants to plug over that 20 and keep on cruising there. And Icon, ICON, Icon Energy right here. This one, oh yeah, it dipped down. Forget some of these actually. Then I look at the chart, I remember. But yeah, this one pulled back the other day. After it ran up, pulled back, and now it's trying to get set back up. It went from 14 to 10 though, so it did pull back on Friday. Let's look at Icon tomorrow morning as well. I'll take a look at it and just see what it wants to do. And COEP right here. Let's see what COEP's doing. This one's been solid, guys. Look at that run up. Pulled back, wasn't even too bad. Came down to that 865, which was still solid because they're still at $11. And it ran up a little, pulled back, made some nice support, and now it's trying to pinch off of that 50 right there. The only thing is, we're right there on that MACD. It's been pretty good with this thing, but I would just make sure. It does look like it wants to get cruising up there tomorrow. Keep an eye on this thing. They have that AI healthcare or something. I know he looked at it because I was just curious what they were doing. doing? They're affiliate partners with Nubaru at some point, I guess. AI and robotics, and they're doing something in biotech and healthcare. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So COEP, keep an eye on that. It is trying to get set up, and we have been watching it. I know someone on StockTwits has been all over that thing and mentions it all the time. So yeah, it is a pretty good one, I must say. COEP or CETX is that one we were watching in the basement and got right out. We didn't have to watch it that long because it was in there for a while. Now I have to find a new one that's been running in the basement to get it out. But this one could get up there. Look, it's going to try to make its way up to that 20 right there. So keep an eye on this tomorrow. It is trying to curl up and run. CETX not looking bad, so we'll look at that one as well in the morning. And Clue CLEU, that China Liberal one, it might have bottomed out right there. May want to try to run. It did reverse split, and it did take a really nice dip right there. They never really got moving, so maybe it will try to. Look at it. It doesn't look too bad right there on that look right there. 190 to 224. It closed at 192. And yeah, it's kind of solid. It could get moving. Obviously that 20 is way up there, but this thing has some room because look at all that dipping, and it took that major dip from here. It was at like 5, so well, it just reverse split, so we're not even going to look at the prices because our post reverse split, but it still has some serious room, and obviously catch it down here at the bottom, and it could run up pretty nice for us. So we'll keep an eye on that Clue as well, CLEU. And let's look at ADTX. It was pulling back a little bit the other day. It has been. Oh, that's a big dip down into the basement as well. Let's look at ADTX. Here we go. And yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye. Maybe it's a little dip and rip off the MACD off the basement, and it can get rolling real quick. So we'll keep an eye on ADTX tomorrow, because like I said, that one might be a really good one to watch for us. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that after that dip. Another one went up a high 4 on Friday and back down to 2. So that's 2 of them that did that. And you could have some opportunity right there. So we'll keep an eye, and patience again is amazing for you, because that one was kind of hanging out right there. And I know we ran this way up. This was the other one that was like CETX, but we had followed this for a long time, and ALLR was the first one. But yeah, this one's back in the basement, but maybe it'll just pull itself right out, because I didn't think it would be going back in. It was making a pretty nice base down there, and that is a really nice dip on Friday, so we may have to try to look at that for an opportunity right there. And RIME, good old Rhyme, I would keep an eye on this thing. It was trying to move. It's in a great spot, and this thing could be popping tomorrow morning as well. So yeah, keep an eye on Rhyme, because that thing's looking beautiful right there, guys. So think you want to check out RIME. It is looking really good, I would say. And yeah, I would be looking at it. I'm just checking out the messages. ADTX is reverse splitting, so let's look at that. I didn't even realize it is reverse splitting tomorrow, ADTX. So let's see. Maybe that's why I pulled back there. They announced a 1 for 250 at the open, and they announced it on the 12th, which that wasn't Friday. They announced it Wednesday. So I don't ever look at the news. All right, so thank you very much right there, Laptop Travel, or Harry Keller, I'm sorry. Laptop Travel was just writing that as well. But yeah, Harry, appreciate that. And ADTX is going to reverse split, so let's keep our eye on that one tomorrow. Obviously, we were saying after that dip, but that's probably why. And we do love them after they reverse split there. We like to check them out on the reverse split, because they do set up and run. You just don't want to be on them as they're reverse splitting, or when they do, because they get hit down pretty good. And that is ADTX, and like I said, RIME right here. That is looking really good, and I think I just typed in time, and I don't even know what it is, but we'll look at it. It's an ETF, but it was caught my eye as I literally looked at it for, was it? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was like, whatever that was, I think it was time. Caught my eye fast, and yeah, that thing's coming out of the basement, curling up, although we do know that look, and it's getting set up, but you could have a little run on time tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. It is an ETF, and I just happen to type in rhyme wrong, and I'm telling you, it caught my eye real quick, that setup. I was like, whoa, that thing might be one to check out real quick. I didn't even know what it was. So there you go. That is time and rhyme right there. And HIT took a major hit the other day, and it's still coming down. And we looked for it for that bounce. It ran up a hair. It wasn't really anything much. And I think it's going to be coming back. And again, we just noticed, look, until they really get curled up, set up, and moving, you kind of know that they're not going to be cruising up there. And obviously after this we looked at it just to see if it could have that run up. Sometimes you get that quick bounce, not saying they jump all the way back up, but they can jump up a little bit there and you catch that quick little pop on it. But it didn't even, it had a little bit, it wasn't much. 123 to 145. And yeah, it's back down some more, so we'll watch HIT and see how far it wants to get down and get hit, and then we'll take it on the way up there. So, and then we'll make it a nice hit for us because it's going to be at that bottom and it is way down there, so that's going to be a beauty. And TTD, this trade desk, did pull back the other day pretty good. We'll see. I'm telling you, this thing is interesting. It's riding that line. Not many of these big fish hooks come up there and do it, so check this bad boy out tomorrow. And Luis Rodriguez and crew, it looked like it could, obviously we're going to check it out. It could pull back a little bit, but it's definitely an interesting one. Could have a little pop, maybe not even run hardcore, but maybe like pop up to here in the 60s. We'll see. They may have something going on, I'm not sure. And buy the dip, hold forever, I don't care about all that. But yeah, I'm just watching for a little pop-up, just the way it's positioned there. So that's what we're going to be checking out on TTD right there. Good old trade desk tomorrow. So I'll take a look at that and see if it wants to get ready. I'll even look at it in the morning. And Adobe, that was a beauty. We kind of knew it was going down. Not kind of, we knew it was going down the other day. And it did. It dropped down like $60 or something. It bounced. That was Thursday. Friday, it bounced back up. And I'm not so sure it's ready. I'm not so sure the market's really ready, guys. I know it did. Things bounced up Friday. We'll go through our big caps and SPY, obviously. But I don't think that it might. I don't think it's going to be a crazy week. But we'll see how they open up tomorrow. And Laptop Travel said he's on both streams. I see him on there on Twitter and YouTube. Does everything sound good here? Let me know. Adobe got a nice bounce Friday. Yeah, Luis Rodriguez, I think so. And again, I don't know if it's really going to run up some more, so we'll watch them, because if not, we'll take them back down again another week. It's perfectly fine with me. And then we'll even catch up. We'll catch the setups too that are getting popping. So we did it last week. We hit, what, 2 for over 150, 1 for over 300, couple other ones I didn't even keep track of them, went over 100%. And then we knew the market was coming down every single day and played the SPY perfectly. And we're going to do it again and just kill the market no matter which way it wants to go. Like I say, I don't care if it wants to go up, down, sideways, do a backflip. Let's just play it, play the opportunities that are presented to us, and then we'll just kill it. And we'll have a good time doing it. Now everything's live streaming, so I hope everything sounds okay and looks cool, and you guys enjoy that, because it is pretty fun. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking around and getting used to it, so if I look like I'm looking at different things, and I'm just kind of seeing what's happening here. So anyway, just bear with me with that, but we'll roll right through these charts. You know that GOLD, good old gold Barrick, and Laptop Travel's been saying it. And I mean, even though this thing's hitting this right here and bouncing down, and it might, look at that setup right there, it's not going to be coming down real hard, I can tell you that. That 20 will hold it up, and then you even have that support there. So it's at 18, and that's at 17. You're not coming down much. If it does, just to get set up and run higher. So you can see gold is looking pretty good, and you can confirm it right here. Like I said, you might not get through there. You look like you were pulling back on Friday anyway, and that's perfectly fine. Look for it to come down to this 1835. You're at 1875. Nothing crazy. It should maintain itself. Like I said, it's been pretty solid. It's been really solid. Look at it. and it looks like it's going to continue right up there. So GOLD, there you go, with gold, and RNAZ, Transcode Therapeutics. This thing we've been looking at taking a really nice dip, and look at this hookup. I would be watching this in the morning as well. And I know Laptop Travel's been liking it, and I just been watching the thing. On Friday, it opened at 89. It went up to 99. It did dip down pretty good there to 65, and then it's closed at 75. So I think that could be a little dip and rip situation as well, right there for this RNAZ. And I think they had like over 12 million in volume. I know it was up there. So definitely keep an eye on this. And you're about 3 days out right here for maybe a little bit more, but they do like to get bouncing off that day. I wouldn't say I would, if it pops up, I wouldn't stay in it, play the trade for everything right now, obviously. But yeah, you could have that pop up right there, or it could get set up another day and get rolling. We got to see how the market obviously opens up as well, so we'll see how it works out. PSQH right here. We looked at this the other day on Thursday. Antonio Costa had mentioned this one, and the what was it? What the heck? BuzzFeed. I couldn't think of the name of them. BuzzFeed as well. And yeah, they both were running up there really nice. And look at this thing. Kind of like we were just looking at that other curl up right there. This one already tried to make it up and then just kind of easily broke through. So we're starting to see a couple break through here. Not all of them yet, but it is good to see. I mean, that's pretty good right there. It had tried to break through a couple times. We looked at it the other day. I was like, all right, it definitely tried it. Look, it came up and it curled over and then boom, there, and then finally there. So this was like a four banger trying to get through right there. And like I said, some of them are 4, 5, 6. Tesla's working on, I think, on what, 6? We'll look at it later. And PSQH ran right through it. So yeah, Antonio had his due diligence on this one for sure. And it could continue to run up. It doesn't look bad. I would look for it at that 280 area. But look at that resistance right there as well. And that is your PSQH and BuzzFeed right here, BZFD. This one ran up. This one, it is hitting that 50, so it's in that channel. And let's just take a look at it, BZFD. And did they have their earnings? I just realized they did. Yeah, they had their earnings last week. And it is in that channel right there. We'll have to take a look at it. The other one does look better, but this one could stay in this channel right here. So yeah, we'll look at both of them, PSQH and this BZFD, and see what they want to do in the morning. I think I wrote down hit twice right there. So there you go. Because I know we already looked at it, unless I jumped over to it. Where did I even see that at? I don't even know. I know we did it. Yeah, we just did it after Rhyme. I knew we did. Lockheed Martin, LMT. This one was looking good the other day. A little bit of pullback. Let this 50 and 20 get set up now. I think you're going to come back to this MACD line, and that's the pattern. I mean, we know they cross over, they come back down, and then they get set back up, and if they're under, they bounce off, and then they have to really get set up to break through it like that PSQH finally did. But yeah, let this thing even check and see if it pulls back a little bit. It's gonna roll off that MACD. We already know it. So just catch the right price on it and you'll be perfectly good with LMT. And oh yeah, JNUG. I think we looked at them the other day, the NUG and JNUG. And that is the junior gold miners. Oh yeah, I think Luis Rodriguez actually brought them up, and we were looking at it, and it did look really good the other day. It did jump up there. So yeah, JNUG and NUGT, they're both the gold ETFs, so you can check them out as well. And like I said, they could pull back just a hair, but it isn't going to be anything crazy right there. And let's see what else is happening here with that NOC. that Northrop Grumman, that was looking pretty good and ran up the other day, but it does appear to pulling back, and it could be another one. It just pulls right back to the MACD to get rolling. Yeah, definitely, guys. So just watch it get set up again. And it did run up the other day. Luis Rodriguez pointed this one out, and it ran right up for us. And just let it get set back up. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on it, and that will be another runner real soon. And this SPGC was what? Sachs Parente Golf, and now it's Newton Golf, so they changed their name. I guess they were trying to change their name for a pop, but it is just pulling back there, and we'll keep an eye on it. You can see it's not ready yet. It kind of took a little pullback there. I guess it didn't like its new golf name. And yeah, look at this thing. It ran up, what, Thursday? But not even really, to be honest with you. That wasn't even really anything. Oh, yeah, 11 to 22. Did it do it in the after hours then? I don't remember. Anyway, Friday it definitely pulled right back there to 9, and we'll see what it wants to do. I don't think it's going to cross through right now, just because we know that look, and there you go. It's probably like it would be 3 days out from hitting the MACD, and it ran up on Thursday, and you're going to have a little pullback there. So we'll keep an eye on that Sachs, or yeah, I was going to call it the last name. Newton Golf, not Sachs Parente Golf. SPGC right there, Newton Golf, and we'll keep an eye on it and see what it wants to do down here. And like I said, we'll let it get set up and see how it wants to go. Let's see, QUBT right here, that quantum computing, that was looking good. We were looking at these guys last week, and they do have their earnings on Thursday, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one and see what it wants to do. But it did look good, and it does look good going into tomorrow, I must say, QUBT. So we'll keep an eye on them, and we can even go through and do the, we'll just run through them real quick. I'll knock them out really fast. We'll just do the quantum and computer hardware ones really fast. RGIT, I guess that's not even, what is that one? RIGT, what is that? RIGT? RGIT, right? What is that thing? RGTI, that's what it is. RGTI. I knew it was something like that. RGTI. That one was running up on Friday. And let's see, RGTI. Yeah, that's running up there, trying to hit that 50. So we'll have to see if it can bust through there. It might not tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on it. That QUBT. Obviously that one's running up. We just looked at it. So, and QBTS, let's look at D-Wave. Look at this thing running up there the other day. That thing popped up. Watch this in the morning, guys. This could be a really nice momentum play right there. QBTS, I would keep an eye on that one right there for tomorrow morning. QBTS right there. That D-Wave Quantum looking pretty nice, I must say. And how about QMCO? Quantum Corp, this one ran up on Friday. We'll have to see. It looks like it wants to try to run up some more. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it ran up and pulled back. We'll have to see. It did run from 1525 to 1866 at 1533, and it's in that channel. So we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. And that's QMCO, and QTUM is Defiance Quantum ETF, and this one's not looking bad. Trying to crawl up real good right there. I'm not sure if it's going to get through. I'll take a look at it tomorrow, because look at that 20 holding it. So it may just hit this line and come back down, and that's the ETF, so we'll keep an eye on it. And that is QTUM right there. And IONQ, this one was definitely running up on Friday, and it crossed through. That's how I know, because I did see it, and I said, ooh, that one ran right through. Look at it, busted right through that MACD. And like I was saying, a few of them are doing it. This one's in that spot, though, where it could pull itself back down tomorrow, so be careful. That 20's right there, 26, 26. And yeah, you could have a little run up, but it could pull itself back down. So just be careful on that one. And ZSPC here, that was down $1.51. That's a newer one that we just started looking at. It is getting set up really good. Just let it get set up. I mean, holy cow, you would have thought that thing would have kept running after Thursday. I'm surprised it pulled back right there. ZSPC. Again, these charts are pretty wild, and you gotta you look at this, and that's why I always look at a second chart and always confirm things, because we kind of know that that's not going through right there and you're getting some pullback. But on here, that thing's going to fool you every time. So you got to be careful with these, and that's why I look at multiple charts just to make sure I know what I'm looking at. And that RCAT, let's look at it, Red Cat Holdings. And this one's trying to curl up and it's looking good. I would say look at it in the morning. We'll see if it can bust through right there. Look at it hitting that line, and we know they like to get knocked down, but they also like to run up to that resistance. So it could be a popper in the morning and then pull back. So I would keep an eye on Red Cat right there, RCAT, in the morning as well. And there you go with your quantum and your computer hardware. And since we just end with RCAT, we'll just do the big cats as well. So we'll hop into LGHL. That's the Lion Group. We'll see what these guys are up to, because they were pulling back the other day. And let me see what they're up to now. That one's trying to look goofy right there with that bottom at like 9 cents. So it's at 11. We'll have to keep an eye on the Lion tomorrow, see what that's up to. And how about the Cheetahs? That's CTNT. There we go. Cheetahs right here. And it's bouncing down almost in the basement. They just had earnings, it looks like, the other day. And CTMT right here. Let me see. Yeah, that thing's kind of goofy looking. Let's see. It has that dip. Maybe it's going to roll right off the MACD tomorrow. So keep an eye on the Cheetah right there. And what do we do? The Lion and what's... Oh, JAGX. Couldn't even think. Holy cow. JAGX. Let's look at it. This one's just pulling back here. And here's your pattern for you guys. So expect some more pullback right there. It looks like it wants to bottom out. But we know it gets that look a million times. And then dips down a little bit more. So just be careful with JAGX right there. And that's JAGX, and that's your big cats. And there you go with them guys. So let's keep on rolling right through our list right there. Took a little sidetracked action on QUBT, got into some quantum and computer hardware ones, and with RCAT, and jumped into some big cats right there. So there you go. We went all over the place, and now we'll look at SUNE, because that one's setting up too. It was up 20 cents. Not setting up, it ran up is what I should have said. Ran up Friday, and remember. And SUNE, we'll have to see, obviously. It did hit that 20, and it ran up with 29 to 75. We were looking at it the other day getting set up, so... And it did. Look at it. It came right. Look at this little run. It was bouncing all over the place. Came there, ran the line, came down, and popped right up there. So it was a nice one, I must say. And we'll have to look at it. I don't know if it's going to try to run up more tomorrow after this weekend, but it did run up really nice on Friday. So keep an eye on SUNE in the morning. See if it can get a little more momentum going. LAES, this is another one of the semiconductor ones I'll have to add to that list. And make sure I put RGTI, because I definitely wrote it backwards. LAES right here. And yeah, I don't memorize all them. I can promise you that. I have a hard enough time with the three big cat ones. I made a list of the quantum and computer hardware ones. So LAES, I'll add to that. That's a semiconductor one, but that does usually run with like that IONQ and a couple of them other ones. So, and it does run pretty often. So we'll keep an eye on it and look at it. It was running up there the other day on Friday, 278 to 335, and it closed up there at 334. Watch, try to get up there tomorrow to that 390 area, up to that 50. So that one's looking pretty strong as well. LAES, I would take a look at that one in the morning for some more momentum. And CTRM, let's see what that's doing. Castor Maritime, let's see. It did curl through right there. Let me take a look at it. CTRM right here. Has that weird look. It probably opened and closed at the exact same price. There you go, 245, 245. And I mean, after a weekend, I'd have to look at this in the morning. So whoever wanted to look at it, just remind me in the morning at 7 a.m. And those of you just tuning in or new to the show, yeah, we do a live show every night at 9 p.m. and I run through the charts. We just started live streaming them, so that's why I keep looking over just to make sure everything's running smooth and still working, and I believe it is. And so yeah, and then 7 a.m. tomorrow morning we'll be on for pre-market, and we'll run through the market as well, see how it's going to open up and how it's going to be looking. So we definitely know how the market's working. So like I said, if you're new or just tuning in, appreciate you tuning in, checking us out. And yeah, we go through the entire market. We do a big watch list. And like I tell everybody, you don't even want to try to trade them all. You find the ones that you like the charts for and that are getting set up that work for your trading style. And then you roll with them and you find your bottoms and you trade them smart and you lock them in and keep on moving. So that's what we do here. But we do see every single popper. I promise you that. I mean, beyond that, we see them early. We call out the like world events early. We do it all on this show. It's a lot of fun. So here we go. Toro Corp, marine shipping down here, getting into the basement, and another one. Look at that, following that pattern, guy, trying to beat up that MACD line and just getting hurt. How can you go away from that pattern? Why it does when you see everything look like that? We just can't do it, and until it breaks that pattern, like I keep telling you, we're gonna stick with it because it's just, I mean, it's money right there. Look at that thing. It couldn't get through, and boom, right back down. So we'll stick with it right there. We'll keep an eye on this. See how far it wants to pull back there. TORO, and yeah, that did have a good fight with the MACD line. It just didn't want to break through. CDT is looking good tomorrow. It looked good Friday. I remember looking at this. I think Barbara's looking at this one. Barbara or Doge Mama 9, one of them two, I believe, is looking at it. And it did 103 to 112. It closed at 106. And your 20's right there at 121. It's trying to get there. So keep an eye on CDT in the morning because it's not looking bad for that. And CCLD, let's see what that one I was not looking at. CareCloud. This one, yeah, this one could keep pulling back. Look at it. I mean, it only has that one try, and it looks like it might be pulling back here. They just had earnings the other day on Thursday right there. So let me take a better look at it. CCLD. Yeah, I'll look at it. Excuse me. You could get that little run up there, obviously, as it tries to curl towards, but I don't think it's going to break free through the MACD on this next time even. So just be patient with that one. You could see it drop down another level, and I'll look at it in the morning, CCLD, but that's what it looks like to me at the moment going into the weekend anyway. So we can look at it, like I said, and see if it tries to change around. And this one was looking good. It did pop up there, ACON, but I think you might have another one that's going to roll. This thing's just trying to cruise right up there in a great spot, ACON. And this one should get moving some more, I think. What'd it do? It went 72 to 94. It closed at 87. And yeah, it looks like it's, look at it, just getting ready to roll off that MACD. I would keep an eye on a Clarion because it looks like it's pretty good right there. ACON. So keep an eye on that guy in the morning. That is looking pretty nice right there as well. And SLRX, let's see what this is doing at the bottom down here. Just crossed through and trying to crawl up. Not in a bad spot right there, honestly. SLRX. Let's see. That was probably its bottom right there at 90 cents. I would assume it's at 97. I would keep an eye on this thing. It is trying to get set up right there. It's fighting its way up, and I don't think it looks too bad right there. I'll definitely take a look at SLRX tomorrow. And how about Gift? I remember we looked at it before and it ran way up. It was a nice gift right there, but let's see what it's going to do right here. Came back to the 20. It looks like it was curling down. Let me get a better look at it. GIFT and see what you're doing. Yeah, that ran up in the after hours, it looks like. Let me see right there. Yeah, 185, and it ran up during the day. 165 to 185, and that's where it closed. But crossing through, I mean, I'd have to look at it. It's in a really good spot. It's an interesting one, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to jot it down and look at it in the morning. Could jump up to that 205 area in the morning and still not get through back through that MACD. So we'll take a look at it. I'm definitely writing Gift down because that is an interesting look right there. So I will be looking at, what is it, Gifty? Something like that. Internet content and information in the U.S. So yeah, well, I'll look at that one. Definitely an interesting chart, especially going over the weekend right there. So I would like to just see what it's doing. ANVS, let's see what that's up to. That one's crawling up nice. I know somebody's been looking at this one. either on obviously StockTwits or X, but I forget, maybe it is X. I was thinking StockTwits, but this one's getting set up as well, guys. Your 20's up here at like 192, and I think you are trying to get set up to run. Look at it. It's trying to get out of that basement, curled up right there. I would take a look at this ANVS in the morning as well. And again, over the weekend on a in this choppy market, you just can't guarantee anything, but we get a good idea of what's running. And again, we make a great watch list. I just mark them down and I put little dots next to them. If anything really catches my eye, I tell you guys, I make it pretty clear what's really setting up. And I'll take a picture of the watch list when we're done. I post it out before we do the show so you guys can follow along as well. But yeah, I definitely I always post it out before, and I've been better lately with posting it out after. I've been putting it on top of the stock cube, and I do remember. So that definitely reminds me. So that's nice. And ANVS not looking bad, so I would keep an eye on that one. And good old Silo right here. Let's see what Silo's doing. Silo Pharma. Curl through, not looking bad right there. A couple weird looks. Let me see on here. 130, 144, closed at 138, and it doesn't look bad to try to run up here to the 150 area. And again, it might not go crazy, but you might get a nice little run up there for Silo, so you keep an eye on that one. And how about that Big Bear BBAI? This thing looked like it was trying to get set up the other day. Let's see. It's hitting that, well, now it's a resistance, but it was support. And look at that getting curled up right there. That's a pretty big fish hook. And again, when it's a couple days out, they like to pop up. So watch this thing tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to go crazy. I doubt it'll even get through that. Well, yeah, it's definitely not getting up there. But you may get a nice little run up into like the 380s or so, maybe a little bit more. Keep an eye on it tomorrow. See, maybe you can get up onto this support line right there, 366, and get a jump off. And again, I don't think it'll end up going through the MACD, but you'll get that bounce. So, and you get to play that little pop. And that's what you're looking at BBAI right there. And let's take a look at VCIG. This thing was running up on Friday. It was up, what, 17 cents it says, and it was pretty strong hitting that 20. I would take a look at this as well tomorrow. So I mean, it did close down here, but it was pretty strong right there, 58 to 78. It closed at 70, so it wasn't too far off. And I would keep an eye on that VCIG. It might keep that momentum up there tomorrow the way it looked. Again, can't promise you. After the weekend and this crazy market, you just never know. But I'm just telling you what looks decent right there for tomorrow to keep an eye on. And it always helps to have a really good watch list. So there you go with them bad boys. Let me see if I missed anything right here. Adobe, JNUG we were looking at, and Friday's pre-market. Let's look at a couple of them, ASML and TM, and a couple of them real quick. And then we'll cruise through our laptop travel list and our Jolie's jams. And if anybody wants to look at any, go ahead and post them on X or on the YouTube page. And I'm pretty sure I have it streaming on my Facebook page as well, on my Dougie Fresh Facebook page, so I'll have to make sure that is. I didn't even look, but I did set it up because I could have 3 of them and it was easy, and so I set it up there. So yeah, multiple places to see it streaming live and check out the stock charts as we go along here. So let me take a look at a couple of these. ASML, let's see. Oh, that one's looking really good, Luis Rodriguez. Look at all them bounce up, real hard bounce ups. That one's really pushing the limits, huh? I'd say so. Oh, we're going to have to look at ASML tomorrow for sure. I mean, it is in a great spot, trying to get pushed down and trying to fight its way up. I love that look right there. I'm writing that one up here, so I definitely look at it. ASML, remind me tomorrow morning for that one. And TM, let's look at that. Toyota Motor, that one you called out, and that one ran up, and didn't they like buy somebody or do something? I forget what they did, but I forget. They what company did they buy out or something? They did something. Anyway, TM not looking bad right there. I'd say you're going to get more of a pop up on there at that 186.68 area. So keep an eye on TM for sure tomorrow. That's looking pretty good. Let me write that one down, Toyota Motors. And let's look at it. I think it's Carvana CVNA. It is Carvana, and that one's beat down right there a couple times. And again, you might get that little pop up. I don't know if it's going to be crossing through, but it is a pretty good fish hook up there. So CVNA. Yeah, let's see. I mean, it's tried a couple times, and again, this is what we've been looking for. You get that curl up right there, and you get like 1 or 2 green days where you catch that pop, and then the next thing you can do is short them right down because they're not getting through, and we know the pattern, and we've picked out so many of them now. It's we've really got them down to a science, I would say, and it was all thanks to this one, not Apple. I'm sorry. I think I was trying to click Apple that day, and I know I was, and I ended up going on Advanced Auto Parts right here, and this one was the one that really showed me that it was that pattern right there. We haven't even looked at it in a little while. Finally crossed through. Look, guys, it is running up because we looked at it down here at this bottom, and it was at 33, and now it's at like 38 for Advanced Auto Parts. So AAP is running up, probably going to hit that 20 and then come back down, roll back off, get into the channel, run back up. I mean, it's a pretty simple pattern that we have, so we can pretty much play them all at ease at this point. And again, you just pick the ones that you like and that are setting up the right way, and you play them accordingly the way that is to your trading style right there. So that was Advanced Auto Parts, and there was another one, CrowdStrike right here, CRWD. Oh, that one looks good too. And another one, look, it just curling up there. Again, I doubt these things are curling through, and make sure it has that momentum in the morning. So yeah, it could get a little pop up here, and we kind of know that hits that 20 and 50 looking like that. It's probably not making it through. I mean, it would really have to be a crazy green day and like change everything around for it to get bouncing through. But again, you catch that pop up there, and then you can even bring it back down. So you just play the market the way it wants to be played, that's all. And just take one at a time. Don't kill yourself and go crazy trying to trade like 5 of these things because you'll get smoked. And just, you know, go at one by one and just lock them in and compound it and roll it over. That's all you're trying to do right here. It's a very choppy market. We'll know when the bottom kicks in. Trust me, we always know. We're early. I'm just not confident, and I keep telling you guys, it's just not. I just don't see it just yet. When I see it, you know, I'll tell you, and then we start taking them back up. And these things are gonna have some good swings. Trust me. So as much as they pull back, they're gonna run back up, and then you catch them options on the way up, and they'll be beauties. So catch it on the way down, catch it on the way up, and just crush the market every which way. It gives you an opportunity. So keep on going here, and we'll look at our laptop travel list. So here we are, and we'll see if there's any nice fresh picks on here. So let's look, because Laptop Travel has been providing some really good 100%ers lately. So let's see what we're looking at, because this ACRV was looking good the other day. ACRV looking nice. Could get a nice run up into that 560 area. It's rolling off of there. I would keep an eye on that one in the morning, looking pretty good. And here's our ALLR. I think we looked at all of the ones that we watched run out of the basement for a long time. So there you go. ALLR on the list. And that thing looks like it's trying again. They get up here, they come back down. Look at this pattern, guys. I mean, it's so easy right here. Come back down, roll back up. I mean, you can play them as easy as you want. And it's everything, guys. It's crypto, it's big caps, small caps. We pointed it all out many a time, so I'm not going to do it. But yeah, it's definitely the pattern. You might get 1 or 2, maybe 5 that'll break it. And again, we saw a couple cross through that MACD. More or less some of the quantum ones and computer hardware ones on Friday. And yeah, I don't know if they're really breaking the pattern, but we're seeing it get, you know, loosened up a little bit. So we may still have another week of choppiness and pullback, which is perfectly fine. And then we'll get rolling. So as long as you know which way the market's moving and you can play it safe and play it smart, you're doing perfectly fine. So we have not been upset about the pullback. I can promise you that. We've definitely been playing it right, and still finding the poppers. So if you don't want to short them, we still find the pops. AQST, here we go. That one is curling up pretty good. It's hitting that 20 real hard, but I don't know if it's going to get through. Let me see, because it is hitting it really good right there. I mean, I would take a look at it. It's hard to tell over the weekend, but that one's one to just take a peek at in the morning. ARTW's Archways Manufacturing, and this thing's looking pretty good right there coming up to the 20. So we'll have to look at that and see if it can get through. It won't get through that, I can tell you that, at 173, but yeah, you want to be careful on that one just yet. Again, it ran up there Friday, so I would be careful, and then we'll see that one get set up. It just could pull back a hair as it's getting up there. It might only run a little bit, and it could be quick. That's why I'm telling you that. And BREA, I know we were looking at this not long ago. It ran up the other day, but it's getting to be a nice channel right there. Keep an eye on this thing, guys, because it's going to roll off that MACD and try to pop up. BREA, I know that was on our list not long ago, and it is setting up pretty good right there. CLWT right here. Let's look at that. Let's see what just happened here. There it is. Oh, you guys are gonna love it now when like things don't ever work and you can actually see what I'm doing, and I'm like, what is going on right now? Or I clicked the wrong stuff. You guys are gonna have a field day. So yeah, it's all live streamed and live action right here. CLWT. And that one's setting up, has some good resistance there. I mean, this is really interesting. Your 20 and 50 meeting up right there, and then hitting that resistance and coming down. I could see it rolling right off of there. I'll have to look at this one. That one looks really good, just as a setup. And again, we're just going to see if it can get set up as it pulls back down here and these get moving together. You'll get a little bit of pullback, but it should get set up to run. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Might not be tomorrow, but it could be this week. And Drama, DRMA, Dermata Therapeutics. Let's see, that's right there. And again, look at it, over to 20. This one's crossed over, came back up. I was telling you, the only ones that can do it are the ones that come back up. And this one, and then they still don't really go crazy, I'm not going to lie, but they're the only ones that really do it. And this is on that 20. It could get curled up right there. So I would keep an eye on DRMA, see if that wants to get driven up in that channel. EVGN, let's see that one. That's looking good real quick, up 5 cents. In a pretty good spot right there. I would say we want to keep an eye on EVGN tomorrow because that looks really good, I would say. So keep an eye on that one right there. That's looking nice. HCIT. No, that's not it. It's HCTI. Hold on. HCTI, that's it. Healthcare Triangle. I know we've looked at this before. And it is HCTI. There we go. And it's sitting right there on that support line, just a little bit flat right there, hitting the 20. I would look at this tomorrow and see. It is getting set up. I don't know if it's going to be popping tomorrow, but it has a chance as it's getting set up. I don't know if it's going to be curling it up right there. So could be a day or two, but definitely one to keep an eye on. MREO. This one was cruising up there Friday. It looked like it had some momentum keeping it up there. Yeah, 252 to 266. It's at 262 right there. And it is over your 20. Looking good, I would say. Keep an eye on that one tomorrow. And maybe it doesn't go 100%, but it could get moving up to that 294 from the 260 area. And that's a really nice jump up right there. So we will keep an eye on that one. MREO. OLB. Let's see, curling up. Oh, that one looks good too. And another one might not go like 100%, but you have some real room right there. 127 to the 140s, and it's looking solid to curl up there. Look at that momentum. 120 to 127, like I said, right there. And then it could go up to that 148 area. I would keep an eye on that one. OLB, that's looking good. OTLK, let's see that one. Yeah, a ton of good ones right here. And this Outlook Therapeutics, I remember looking at this for a little while. And let's see what this one's doing. This one's looking pretty decent. So it's over that 20 and doesn't look too bad. So I would say keep an eye on that as well. And that's our OTLK right here, jumping up into that channel right there. Now it's going to have some room to run. So I would keep an eye on that. That's not looking bad. Outlook Therapeutics. And let's see, PTLE PTL LTD. Oh, that one's not bad. Look at that setup. It ran up and nice little pullback there. Nothing too crazy. PTLE. Let's see. Yeah, stayed up on the 20 and just kind of gonna roll off of there. I think it opened up and pulled back. I would watch it though. It looks like it might be one of them little dip and rips as it pulls back right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Look at that. It looks pretty set up to me. So I'll keep an eye on PTLE real quick. Tomorrow, see what it wants to do. And that power right is PW. And I know we've looked at this. You want me to show everybody where we looked at it before? People thought it was going to run right at this candle, guys. Right there. It got up to 228. Its low was 180. We looked at it that day. It had just run up. And I was like, what are you guys, crazy? And we were like, we'll wait for that to come back down. And here we are at 112. Getting set back up, though. And now we think that it probably will get moving. So you might, I remember we were looking at it last week saying it was starting to bottom out. Look at that. It actually crossed right through because it came down. It did it twice. Look at that. And they're the only ones that can do it. So watch for it to try to run up there a little bit for power right, PW. And again, it's still got to get all the way up to here into the 140s, which I don't know if it's doing. And then it's got a long time to get set up, guys. So that's why you got to really look at them charts, especially when they're telling you, like, that thing's going down. And it did. It had a nice run up. But when they get in the top, guys, that's what I'm talking about. They're over that 70. You don't want to be buying them or chasing them there. You want to be getting out of them. So, yeah, can they run up a little bit higher? Of course they can. But can you get all the way to the top and come back down here? Yeah, that's usually what you're going to see if you look at a chart. So, there you go with PW and RLAY. Relay Therapeutics. This one's trying to crawl up and get going too. So keep an eye on Relay. It's hitting that 20 right there, but not looking bad. Look at that tomorrow. See what it wants to do after the weekend. And RVYL. Them letters are hard. RVYL right there. Okay, let me try this again. RVYL. And that one ran up the other day. A little bit of pullback here. I'd have to look at this one tomorrow just to see if it's getting ready. It could just kind of bounce around a little flat for a couple days there and then try to get set up. So yeah, I'll take a look at that one as I run through the list. And Sight Sciences is SGHT. And that one's not looking bad and crawling up in that channel right there. Yeah, that one could run right up there to that 285. You're at 272. Again, maybe nothing crazy, but it could move for you. So keep an eye on that SGHT and SGMT. Sagament. And for those of you that are just tuning in or new, I try to pronounce all the words that I can't say because it's probably funny. So yeah, you see a ton of like names that you just can't pronounce because the names of the companies are crazy. And I also suffered a brain injury less than 2 years ago. I got hit in the head with a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a 2-story house right there on my head, so you could see it. And yeah, so everything's a little different. So I have a tough time reading, and it's fun to read the names that I can't pronounce because I butcher them. So that's why you'll hear me and say some of the names, and it just sounds all crazy. So just go ahead and get a good laugh because that's why I try to do it. Keep you entertained, have a good time, but also pick out the poppers and have fun making money and you know, doing it the right way, trading smart, and actually, you know, learning how to trade smart. That's the most important part about this. Like I say, you can pick all the 100%ers you want, but if you don't trade them smart, they're pretty useless. So you got to understand the mindset of actually trading and understand the whole aspect of it. So we cover all that a lot too, and just keep you informed and going through the market and knowing what to look for and what to keep up on. So we're always ahead of the trends, I can promise you that. And yeah, we just kind of cruise through the markets and crush them. We do crypto, we do it all. So like I said, if you just want to look at any, just send in some stock tickers and we check them all out. So that's SGMT and SKK right here. Let's see what that's doing. It was running pretty flat down there, trying to get set up into that 20 right there. So that's what you're looking for right here. I mean, look at these things. They run down and then they finally get set up. You get it here, and then you can get a good idea. A lot of times you got to wait for your 20 and 50 to kind of meet up to squeeze it up there. So that's what you're looking at. So you get a little channel right there to play in. And you don't want to try to hit a home run, but you can easily trade it because you know the channel it's in, and you can literally just set your trades and go out for the day, I guess, if you want. So yeah, you could try to do it that way as well. And again, look at it right here on Friday. Look, 143 to 156, closed at 154. Here's your channel. Dips down a little lower, but if you're at 137, you got it at 156, you're in and out right there, bam. So it runs them channels a lot as they get set up. You can tell exactly what they're going to do. And like I said, we kind of point them out. Sometimes they're not as clear as every one of them, so you need a little time to look at them. Like this one's looking really good right here, getting set up, UNCY. I would definitely take a look at this tomorrow. Had a little healthy pullback, honestly, as it's getting set up there. So you're getting set up in two spots. Just watch and see if it pulls back at all. I don't think it's going to, but just watch for a little dip and rip. We do see that often right now. UNCY, I'm going to take a look at that one tomorrow. And UONE, let's look at that one. Oh, it can't be UON3 because that doesn't work. So UONE is Urban 1, and this one, I don't know if it's getting through right there. It ran up really nice on Friday, but just looking at it real quick, I don't think it's getting through that 20. It did cross through. That's in that spot where it likes to pull itself back down. We'll look at it. Maybe it can keep the momentum. We'll see how it opens up and starts to move, but yeah, I don't know if it can bust through right there. So we'll take a look at that one, but not a bad one to take a look at, that's for sure. And VTAC, Catheter Precision, you know they're a medical device. And let's see if it wants to put a catheter in it, VTAK. Yeah, it's in this channel. Like what I was just saying, guys, look at it. Once it gets in there, look at that run for the last 4 days. You could have easily traded this thing and probably continue to. So keep an eye on that one because it's not looking bad. VTAK. And there you go with your laptop travel ones. And if you're not following or you don't know who Laptop Travel is, he provides some great lists every morning and night. Laptop lowdowns in the morning. And yeah, you can give him a follow. He's always sending out some great useful information with the market. So we always appreciate Laptop Travel. He provides a lot of help and content for me, that's for sure. I can promise you that. So I greatly appreciate it. And we'll do our Jolie's Jams. Sorry, let me get a drink. So yeah, we'll do our Joey's Jams. And Asian Jolie, she provides our Jolie's Jumpers every morning. For those of you that are new and tuning in at 7 a.m., we go through them, and they help out great because she sends us exactly what's setting up and looking good in the morning. We've been looking at this Agrify. I told you guys it was setting up. I'm not so sure it's busting through right there. Now again, it just crossed down. They could try to run up to that 20, but we were liking it down here. And what was it down to? Like 14? I was going to say, I know it was like under 15, 14s. And now it ran up to 1780 the other day. And again, look for it. It could run up a little bit more there tomorrow. Not so sure it'll bust through, but it could. And we'll keep an eye on that Agrify right there, AGFY. Let's see. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, both charts look pretty good. It's just a matter of can it get through there in the morning. After the weekend, you just don't know. That's like a coin flip, but we'll definitely look at it. Blink, BLNK, Blink Charging's been pulling back here, trying to set up. They had earnings, what, the 13th the other day, and trying to roll off, actually. Let's look at it. BLNK right there. Look at it. Trying to roll off here. So we'll look. It's over the MACD, and it's been trying to. So it's got to get up there to that dollar again and get moving. It's not too bad at 96, but it has to get back into this channel to do something. So we'll keep an eye on BLNK, good old Blink Charging, and Sezzle. This one is all right. It doesn't have options, but it would be great if it did because this thing moves around a lot and it moves pretty big. So it is setting back up, guys, and obviously you'll have your run up to here to your 250s. It's at 230, and I don't know if it'll get curled through right there. You got a big setup coming up, so I doubt it, but you will get that $20 run up. Believe me, it runs like crazy all the time like that. Just look at these run ups, like 306 to 309, then it came down to 267, but 280 to 355. I mean, it does some big jumps here and there. And again, they don't provide options on that because we definitely looked into it. Sterling Infrastructure, this one's starting to set up. We caught this off the bottom right here. We knew it was right around that 108 area, and it is looking good, guys. This one was over the 200 range not long ago and took a nice dip. So yeah, keep an eye on this STRL. It's not a bad one, especially down here. And again, gets in this channel right here, you got a solid run because it's at what, 122 all the way to like 145. So you could really play that one like great. I'm not gonna lie. So we're definitely keeping our eye on that thing, especially if it can get curled up into that channel. It'll be money on that thing because it'll just bounce around and be a real solid one to trade. And good old Rivian up 14 cents, trying to get set up right there. And I'm not so sure it's ready. It wants to, but I don't think it's ready. So I think Rivian might have to wait a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I think Rivian, look, tried to curl up there, tried to curling up there. I'm not so sure it's ready right there. Does want to, like I said, 20 coming down, I don't think so. I'll look at it tomorrow. We'll see, but I don't think it wants to. And the Symbotic's looking pretty good. Wants to try to bust through there. It's getting set up. And again, watch it to run up here to your 23 area. It's at, what, 21 something, 21.56. And it does. It has some pretty solid momentum. Just not sure it can get through that right there. So we'll see tomorrow morning. Again, it could run up early and get up to that 23.40 area and still bounce down. So we'll look at it tomorrow and see. And again, I'm not completely convinced they're ready to roll and get real crazy yet, but obviously we're keeping an eye on everything, and we look at it at 7 a.m. and we'll break it down and know what's going on. XLE, let's look at that. The energy select sector. That one was running up and crawling through right there, huh? It could pull itself back, but it's not looking bad. I would have to look at it in the morning, but I would say it's looking pretty good. If it can continue that momentum tomorrow, I would say it's pretty good, Lewis. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure, because that could get up there, try to cross through. We're just going to make sure at this point, if we didn't get in it and get that pop up yesterday or Friday, or yesterday, but more or less Friday, yeah, we better make sure it's going to definitely pop up for us right there. And Yosh, we just talked about this one the other day. Remember, this one just popped up. Was it on StockTwits? I forget. But it might have been trending on StockTwits. But yeah, this thing, you could tell it was running up. Was it Thursday that we looked at it and it ran up Friday? I don't really remember. I forget. But 1919 to 21.25, and it's at 20.91, and not looking bad right here for YOSH. Check out this bad boy in the morning. It could keep its momentum up there and keep running up at the top. So I would watch that one. And LSCC, the Lattice Semiconductor Corp. This one is another one just going to try to curl up. And again, probably going to run up to that 62 area. It's at 60 right now. So you'll get a little run up, but I'm not so sure it's going to get through that 20 or cross through that MACD the way it looks. But obviously we'll look at it tomorrow and reevaluate them in the morning, because we have no idea how this market's going to open up. It's almost like a coin flip, guys. It's kind of crazy, but it is day to day, and on Sunday nights, it's just a little tough going over the weekend to just say, yeah, this is definitely popping or not. You'll see during the week we hit them and they're just crazy. We can tell when when they're going to be popping, that's for sure. And I'll let you guys know that RDUS, didn't that run up on Friday? Yeah, it did, right? Or Thursday? What day was it? Was it Friday? Thursday. No, it was Thursday. So it ran up Thursday. I just remember running up. RDUS ran up there Thursday, 13.78 to 28.79, and then Friday, 28.54, and it just hung out up there and didn't look too bad, guys. So look at it. That look up there isn't too bad. I mean, I'm not that confident. Over the weekend it's hard, but that look on like a Tuesday close, I'm gonna say, check that thing out early in the morning, and it's probably gonna try to run up some more with some momentum. So I would take a look at RDUS in the morning, see what it wants to do. Obviously, it ran up pretty good. It was over 100% there. So You just have to make sure it wants to continue there. That's who Toyota bought. So they bought them for $30 right there. So there you go. That's why. So yeah, it might not be running up anymore. But I knew Toyota bought somebody on the other day in there. That's why we were looking at these and Toyota. So there you go. That's RDUS. Thank you, Laptop Travel. And Sezzle's doing a reverse split, a 6-for-1 stock split. Is it really? SEZLC? That's why these guys are great, because I don't look at any of the news, and they keep us, they make sure that we know. I don't even see, oh yeah, here you go, 6-for-1 and a $50 million stock repurchase. So there you go. We'll have to watch out for that bad boy. And the close of March 21st, and on the close of when so it's on March 31st. It looks like. Is that what you said? I didn't. Yeah, March 21st. So this day, at the close of business day, March, it will receive a dividend of 5 additional shares of common stock. Yup. Okay. Alrighty then. So there you go. Thank you very much. Didn't even know that, but there you go. Sezzle, they're doing a little split, so they're going to try to make it more attractive to other buyers so that they can get it moving again and again. This one's a good one, so it'd be nice if they had options on it. Maybe we should lobby them to get options on Sezzle, and we'll start trading it for sure. So there you go. It's Sezzle, SEZL. And let's see what else is going on here. So there's your Laptop Travel list, your Jolie's Jams, your other list. We'll go through and bang out our SPY, our big caps, and then I'll run through the rest of our messages and see what's going on. We'll go through some scanners, and I'll tell you, here you go. You want a scanner? I was messing around with mine, making them all nice and good. And here, just check this out, guys. They're CTRA. You could probably jot down every single one of these right now, and they'll be moving this week. What is it? Lowe's, LOEWS Corp. This thing's looking. Check out this thing, guys. Holy cow. LOE. What is it? L. Oh, just got it right. L. All I gotta do is put the letter L in, and I'm fine. Yeah, that thing's trying to get set up right there. I don't know. That thing's wild, though. It's going to hit right there and be a great setup. I'll tell you what, this thing, insurance and property casualty, I wonder if that's probably a good sector right now as well. But yeah, we got to keep an eye on that one. URI, that's hitting there. I don't know. Maybe it'll run up there. We'll look at it. CINF, this doesn't look bad. Cincinnati Financial Corp. A lot of these I've never heard of. And like I said, but they run. I'm telling you, it's wild. This one could get up there. IR right here. This one looks like it's trying to run up. IR, let's see. So yeah, we just run through some scanners, and we'll even have my scanners on full blast now, because I did, here's an idea. Look. All these, so I'm still getting them all right and organized. So I'll be done probably tonight. But yeah, you can see I've made a few scanners there. All them are my scanners that I make. So yeah, I got them set up for like everything. So good times. Ulta Beauty's on here. Look at that bad boy. That thing looks like it's about to run up. Didn't we just look at this last week? ULTA. Weren't you talking about this, Luis Rodriguez? That was bottomed out right there, and looks like it's going to be moving. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one right there. AKAM. Weren't we looking at this too? That looks like it's really good, guys. So keep an eye on that. OKE. That's not looking too bad there. So yeah, we can kind of look at a ton of them. Not going to lie. Intel's on here, still looking pretty decent. And ALB is something and doesn't look bad. So there you go. Just a little taste of some scanners right there. And yeah, like I said, I got a bunch of them, I can tell you that. And so yeah, we can go through a ton of them. But let's go through our SPY and our big caps, and we'll see what they look like on Friday, and see what they want to do this week and tomorrow, more importantly. So here we are, the SPY. Let's see if it wants to get moving. It was on Friday. Everybody was excited. And again, I'm not that confident that it's going to be cruising through, and I'll show you why. You can see back here, it made one of them little hooks like that today. It's just not ready, it doesn't look like. Yeah, it's trying to bounce off the bottom because it doesn't want to get in the basement. but you have that resistance up there, 565. It's got to break that, and then it's got to break that 569, so it could land in that channel, but I don't even think it's ready for that yet, guys. So take it for that, and it might be coming down tomorrow. We'll look at it at 7 a.m., but that's what I see, and that's what I was looking at on Friday as they were running up. I said, I don't know if I'm so confident that they're going to continue to run. Apple, again, was running up there a little bit, but look at it. It looks like it wants to come right back down, guys. So I don't think Apple's ready either. And did it try to make a little base? Maybe, but I still think they're going to be pulling back. I don't think they're ready yet. Amazon wasn't bad. It did run up $4, and again, we're waiting for it. And let's see. I think they're going to have to really meet up with these things to get through. I think Amazon could be bottoming out and getting close, though. So are they going to be getting close? Yes, they are. But I think you still see a little bit of pullback on some of them. But I think Amazon's getting there, guys. So I would be watching Amazon. Remember, I said that about a week or two ago. It might be the first one to get rolling right there. And I think it could be. So there you go with Amazon and Google. Let me type it in. There we go. Google, I thought, was going to try to get curled up here. And again, this one has to get over here. It's looking pretty good. I think Google could do it. It's been pushing the envelope. It tried to there. And that's one that came down and tried to do it a few times. And once they get up and come back down, look at it. It's basically meeting that line now. So I think Google might be the next one too. So you're going to want to keep, excuse me, you want to keep your eye on Amazon and Google. Excuse me. Talk for like an hour and a half. Anyway, I do it every night. We do this all the time. It's allergy season. That's my issue right now, but I'm all good. And yeah, Google, I'm telling you, keep your eye on Google because I think that could be one of the next ones. That and Amazon looking pretty decent. So we're going to keep our eye on them bad boys. And Meta right here is coming up. And I don't know if it's ready yet, but you know Meta is going to be a great one. Zuck has some crazy stuff going on. Guys, we knew this was getting popping down here at like this 590 something. It ran up over 730 or something. Like what did it get to? 740. It was insane. And I kept saying, Zuck has something going on. I don't know what this dude's up to, but it's something. And it was something, I'll tell you that. And again, I don't think it's exactly ready yet, but when it gets ready, it's going to be amazing again. So we'll have to run that one up again. And Microsoft here, that did run up $9. And again, it's just meeting that line. It may have a little bit of pullback there. And again, it's hard to tell after the weekend too. Look at it. It's just touching there. They were doing it. Could bounce back though, but these lines are getting really close and tight. So that's usually when you start seeing some of them popping through. So we'll see what Microsoft has up its sleeve tomorrow and see if it can get actually rolling. So, and if it doesn't, if it bounces down, it's going to come down pretty good, I would imagine. Maybe it'll come back down under here, but we'll see what Microsoft wants to do tomorrow. That's one we have to look at. And NVIDIA here, that was running up the other day and ran up a couple times. Look at this. Runs up, hits that MACD. I don't think it's ready, so I think you're right by that 20 and you come back down for NVIDIA. So I think NVIDIA is going to be trying to pull back. I don't know if it's going through right there, guys. So well, I would expect NVIDIA to try to pull back a little bit. And good old TLS, not Tesla, because I can't type that in. So we'll look at TLS. I don't even know what it is. It's Talos Corp. It's a software company. It's kind of getting set up. That looks like a nice bottom right there on its earnings on 241 right there. I'd keep an eye on this bad boy. It's trying to get set up. You can see it. So we'll let it get running up to that $3 area and it'll get set up. So TLS, and now we'll actually look at Tesla, TSLA. And those of you that are just tuning in or new, you know my show is definitely not scripted because I just look at every stock ticker, even the ones that I mess up on, and we just, again, that's Advanced Auto Parts, AAP. I messed up on Apple, and it showed us that pattern, and it wasn't for that one. I don't know. We might be still toying around with these things, but we knew Tesla was exactly doing what it was going to do. And look at this thing. I mean, it's like a 5-banger coming through here. It just keeps trying to curl through and move. And again, that does look like the bottom, but I'm not so sure it's ready to bust through right there tomorrow, guys. So we have to look at these. And yeah, you're getting close. Like I said, they're getting very, very close here. You can tell that they're trying to bottom out. That's for sure. But I don't know if they're ready to get over these 20s and really get moving. I think we're going to have to see them come down and get them moving again. So we've seen that happen before, and I think we're going to have to see it again just because we had that much pullback on them. And it's not the end of the world. Like I said, you just kind of play, each day accordingly what the chart tells you, and you're perfectly fine. So, and then once they get set up, that's when you jump in. You don't want to be you don't want to be jumping in these early, because if you jump in them too early and this thing doesn't get through here, and it looks amazing. Didn't it look amazing back here too? It looks so good right there at that February 20th. It looked like it wanted to bust through even that day before right there. It looked even better. And yeah, February 19th, it's green. It looks like it's about to go flying. And now where you're at 354, 367 for your high. You're at 249 right now. So we've seen that look a lot of times. So like I said, until it actually breaks the pattern and we get through, I don't really trust it. Tesla's looking pretty good though, so we'll look at it. And I am loading up on it down here, so I do like it, obviously, long term, but I think we could have that curl up. I'll look at it in the morning. We always look at our Mag 7 anyway and get a better idea, but that's what it looks like on Friday. And AMC was up a little bit, and maybe they're trying to base out. I don't really think so. I think they were just kind of jumping up there. And again, look at them. This one did curl through, tried to curl up. I think you have a couple bounce offs before it can really get moving. So that's what we're looking at for AMC, and I just don't think the market's completely ready. GameStop, you can tell, is not completely ready. I doubt it's getting through right there, so we'll look at it, but they'd have to have something really crazy. I mean, look how it's hitting these lines and popping back down, guys. So, yeah, you get that run up as they curl up, but then they pull back even lower. So we know the pattern, and we've been all over it, guys. We've been hitting everything perfectly. You just have to be really patient and just play them exactly the way they want to be played. You can't be jumping in them early, like I just said. You will get crushed, and some of them look amazing, and then they don't. And then they're really down, and you're not making up that ground real quick. So not until they really start running. So you really have to be patient with them. And again, just play the ones that you really like and that you're confident in, and play them smart, trade them smart, and you'll be good. Unity, pulling back a little bit, doesn't look like it's really ready yet. And Chewy, that was up 94 cents. They do have earnings coming up on the 26th, towards the end of the month on a Wednesday. And yeah, this one's not getting through there either. Just a big setup. Look at all these 20s pointing down on us, guys. So until we get changed around and that pattern gets changed around, I don't trust it. And you see, we haven't trusted it, and we've been doing great. Netflix looking great curling up here. But again, look at these curl ups it has. And now we're getting that big fish hook. So you could get it to run up. You're going to get these to meet up here. And again, it's not going to bust through there until it rides it up there. So you will get a bounce up, but again, it's just not ready. You can just see it. NFLX. And yeah, it's not going to get through that. It's going to try to get in there, but it's just not ready. You can see it. And that's Netflix right there. AVGO. This one's up 418. And this one's hitting the MACD really good. You notice they just left them on the MACDs over the weekend so they could do whatever they had to do over when they opened up on Monday. They give you the hardest look ever, don't they? I don't think it gets through there. If it did, it would come up to 204 and come right down. So that's what it looks like to me. I don't even think it's going up. Maybe it'll be green in the first thing in the morning. We see it every single morning. They're green when we hop on, and then they just pull back. But again, we've been nailing that SPY perfectly. MU's been running up. Look where it's doing. It's hitting that resistance now and could easily come right back down. So we'll keep an eye on it. It wasn't looking bad, like I said, but we know it has some resistance up here. So we'll keep an eye on MU and see if it gets smacked back down. And that TSM was trying to get set up, but again, it can't get over that resistance, which used to be its support line. And look where it's at, guys. It's down here. Their 20's coming down. I just don't think it's ready yet. So that's just what it looks like to me. And again, we'll reevaluate them in the morning, reevaluate them in the morning. But it's not like it's the first time we've ever seen these things hook up like this. I mean, just look at it across the board, and they're just not ready yet. You can see that. So until they're ready, and we know that they're exactly ready, we got to play them smart and just not be jumping in them too early. SMCI was running up really nice last week, and this one again might stay in this channel right here, but I think it'll end up getting pushed down. It is curling up. You might get a little more run up on it, but again, just not completely ready. And AMD is actually looking like it's in a good spot. We might want to keep an eye on AMD right here. They may have something going on. So yeah, AMD not looking bad. Could get running to that 103 area. It's at 100, so keep an eye on that. Maybe that can pop up there. Again, not looking bad in the spot. So we will keep an eye on AMD. And QCOM trying to crawl up there, and it's not ready yet either. I don't think that's getting through that, and I don't think it's ready. So not with your 20 coming down at 160 right there. Nice curl up though. And again, you get that curl up right there. You get them 2 days of run, and then you come up here and you come back down, and look what happens to them. They come straight down. So that's what you're getting across the board. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you're looking at, and that's what they are. So we know the pattern, and yeah, we just been dissecting them pretty nicely. I'm not gonna lie. INTC was running up, and we had that one, look, curled up, hit the MACDs, hitting some resistance up here. This one's up there, but kind of on its own track too, so we'll have to see. It was crossing through. Maybe INTC and AMD, both American semiconductor companies. Look at that. Both of them looking pretty good right there. So we'll keep our eye on them bad boys. And PayPal, that was trying to get set up, but again, still underneath of its resistance, which used to be its support. It did curl through. We'll have to see if it can stay up over there. I'm not so sure it can, but it did curl through there, and we'll have to see about PayPal. I'll look at it tomorrow morning and see what that wants to do right here. So let me just see what PayPal wants to do. And Snow, that was coming down the other day. Then it just started to roll up with the rest of them. And again, look at that curl up right here. It's not ready. It just started going up on the curl up. And Snow, I think, is going to be coming down. And I think Snow might be really coming down. So we'll obviously take a look. Look at that thing coming way down on it. So we'll look at it. It might be a good one to short down right there. So we'll take a look at Snow in the morning. And Dell right here was curling up, and another big fish hook up. And you had that run up coming up as a fish hooked up. And I don't think it's really getting anywhere right there. Dell's been kind of a disaster lately. So I think that one's going to be getting pulled back at the moment. And let's look at PLTR, Palantir. And this one had pulled way back. I mean, everyone was hopped up when it was in the 120s, but look at it. It was running that top up there, getting curled up, so it's running up, but your 20's coming down. I don't know if it's going to drop under here. It's been holding itself up on that support line, so we'll look at Palantir, PLTR tomorrow, but I don't think it's getting up there. I think it's coming down off of that line too. So again, I think we're going to see a little pullback here, and that's just what the market looks like, and it's leaving us on a Friday like that, like I said, as they're all hitting the MACD. So they can go either which way, but from what they've been looking like and what they look like to me, and obviously from Friday, I'm not so sure that they can get moving. And good old Sophie right here, up 70 cents. And look at it, it's basically your same scenario right there. Not so sure it can get cruising. And it did have some good momentum there. Maybe they're green in the morning. Again, we see them so many times. I think all last week they were green in the morning, and then they just completely got red by like lunchtime at least. So you could have that look tomorrow morning as well. How about MAR? That's Marriott International, because I can't type in Marriott, but this thing's not looking bad for a little jump up. And again, even this, you know, Marriott, it's a big hotel chain, up $5. I don't think they're getting out of the basement, just kind of curled up. It could drop down a whole nother level here, and it looks like it wants to, honestly. So yeah, Marriott looks like it might be dipping down some more, and I'll look at that one tomorrow just to take a look at it. But how about Marriott, because that's what I was trying to type in. And this one, look at it, it's trying to stay right there on that line, trying to hold itself on this it was like a support. It's about to be a resistance as it falls back down because I don't think Bitcoin's really going to get moving. We'll go through crypto as well. But look at this thing. It curled up, came down. It's riding that line. We'll see what it can do, but that 20 is right there, 14. I don't think it's going very far, especially if Bitcoin and them aren't really cruising. And again, we'll go through them and see what they're up to. And in just a moment, when we get done this list, we'll check out Bitcoin. And I know somebody, I tweeted it out, I retweeted, reposted it. Someone put a huge short position on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they are, I guess, they either know something or they're really ballsy because it's giant. It's like 300 and some million dollars. It's an insane amount of money. So yeah, it's pretty wild. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that's Mara, and that's your Riot right here. If I could spell that, RIOT. And there you go. Again, just trying to get set up. It's got some time up there. 20 coming down. It would want to go through, but I don't think it is. We know that look. And again, you see that look right there. Like, oh, this is gonna be a popper. Watch it come down a whole nother level here. So just letting you guys know, that's what we've been looking at and kind of now, and until that pattern gets changed around on me, I'm not going away from it because like I keep saying, we've been saving our ass for sure. MSTR, MicroStrategy, or just strategy. I mean, this one's actually looking really good, guys. So I could see it trying to run up here in the morning like a quick pop, but also come back down. I know he just did some interviews and they were talking about Bitcoin and all. So yeah, it's trying to get into this channel right here. It was healthy for it on Friday to get into that channel. So maybe it can kind of stay in there now. We'll take a look at MicroStrategy as it gets set up because it is going to get set up. And I think he's, Sayer said he expects Bitcoin by the end of March to be back over 100,000. I won't doubt it. I'm telling you guys, it's going to get set up. You can, and I've explained it a million times how you know, we needed the pullback. It's perfectly fine, and it's not going to tank here. So it just happened a lot faster and a lot more aggressive than we thought it was going to happen. But we knew exactly this would happen. And again, we were kind of positioned and playing, waiting for, like, you know, being able to play any which way the market wanted to run. So it did happen quick and early, but obviously if you're prepared 3 months before it's going to happen, you can kind of have an idea and just have, you know, your game plan there. So we were totally ready and knew, and it was perfectly fine. Good old CLSK, clean spark right here, just down here. That one curled through. I think it did. It is trying to get cruising, and again, it's just not going to get moving as these things can't. So now it finally crossed through. And this one, yeah, it did cross through. We'll have to see it. I'm sure it's going to run right around there and keep bouncing around in a small little wave. And we'll keep an eye on it. Coin was up a little bit. And again, just not ready down here. Look at these things. Curling down, hitting hard, hitting. I just don't think it's ready right there. You could see them bounce down pretty good again, to be completely honest. That's what I think. And Hood, look at it, trying to get moving, and I don't think it's going to. So we'll obviously look at them at 7 a.m. and get a better idea as the market opens for the week. But I'm just telling you what they look like and that pattern that we know. So you have to stick with it, of course, because it has been really, really good to us. I'm not going to lie. And that is Coinbase and Hood, and DJT was up a little bit, and he's trying to get out of the basement. He wishes it would get out of the basement. Look at these tight hits up here. Boom, 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 boom. And I don't think it's getting moving. It does look like it could have bottomed out, but you could come down a whole nother level now. So we'll see. It wants to, but again, your 20s up here, I don't think they're ready, and we'll be looking at them tomorrow morning, that is for sure. And how about Fun, PHUN? This one will be getting fun, I always say it, but look, your 20s coming down for it, guys, and it's crossed through. They're getting close to that bottom. Maybe it's just like another week left or a couple days left, and something big happens. But you can just see it happening. Maybe they'll come down. Like I said, a nice dip and rip scenario would be great, and then we catch them very bottoms as they're going back up. It'll be great. So we're looking at that. MTN ran up the other day. It's pulling back at the moment, so not sure it's going to continue to run up there. Maybe pull back, try to get set back up, but we'll keep an eye on it. MCD, good old McDonald's, that one had run up, but pulling back, and I don't know if that's really ready either. MCD in that channel right there, but I could see it getting pulled back some more. I could see McDonald's even dipping harder. So there you go for McDonald's. And Boeing was running up, trying to cross up right here, and not exactly sure it will do it, guys. So we know that look, 20 coming down, could be a great one. The short down back here to get it to pop back up. So that's exactly what we've been looking at, playing that market exactly the way it wants to be played. So there's opportunity all over the market. You just have to be really patient and really read it, not jump into them too early, and not be over aggressive right now. Really go one by one and knock them out, and then just go to the next one. Space, this one's kind of been a little bit of a disaster. It did kind of make a base down here, got out of the basement. I could see it getting back into the basement. So yeah, Space isn't doing anything really crazy right there. IBM, let's look at that one, because that one was dipping down hard, caught itself, and I think IBM could pull itself way back down to this area, the 230s, and even possibly into that 233 area. So we'll look at IBM, look at it. It looks like it wants to come down, guys. So I would say IBM wants to come down right there. Disney was trying to come back up, trying to get out of the basement. That doesn't look like it's nearly ready to even do anything right there, except hold itself up the other day. So we'll see. Again, they almost get that bottom look. You've seen it a million times all over the place, trust me. And they just keep dipping down harder. So once we have that confirmation that they're really ready, that's when you start riding them back up. Until then, you just trade one by one. Really smart right now. And Oxy right here, this is trying to curl up, and I don't think that one's even ready. I think ExxonMobil is looking a little better, but we'll look at these tomorrow. Let me look at ExxonMobil. I know gas prices coming down a little bit. Yeah, ExxonMobil not looking bad. Look at that crawl. Look at that bounce up right there, breaking through that resistance, trying to get to the next level here. And yeah, it's not looking bad. I would keep an eye on ExxonMobil. Actually popped up on one of my scanners earlier. That's why I already knew it looked good, because I had just saw it a little bit ago, and yeah, it wasn't looking too bad. And Nike is pulling back. It had run up there, coming down. It could come all the way back down here again, so watch for it to come back into the 68 area again for Nike, and then we'll run that back up and see what it wants to do. What's KN right here? It looked like that was trying to get moving. Knowles Corporation, I don't know what that does, but since I couldn't spell Nike, it came up here, KN, and here we are. That one's down at the bottom, curling up. I'd keep an eye on this one right here, KN. I love when I make a mistake and you just pop on one that's getting set up like that. It's so fun. So yeah, KN right there, not looking bad. We'll keep an eye on that bad boy. It just crawled through right there, and we'll see. I'll have to look at it tomorrow, make sure it can keep itself up there. It doesn't get pulled back, but just happen to not put a N in front, or I don't even know what I did. I just typed that in, trying to type in Nike. So anyway, who cares? That's going to be, I'll look at it. It'll be a decent one for sure. DXYZ was trying to get rolling back up the other day, but I don't know if that's going to do it either. So we'll keep an eye on all these bad boys and see if they're going to get moving. But that did have some good momentum there, 30.09, and it closed at what, 33.59? It got up to 33.59. That's where it closed. Great momentum, and again, we have to see how the market's going to open up tomorrow, because it could be very interesting right there. That's for sure. And let me see, BTOG, let's take a look at that one real quick. Let me run through these guys. BitOrigin, that one could get crawling back up again. BTOG, I know we were looking at that last week and it ran way up. That was a beauty. And yeah, I would watch it, guys. I mean, if it gets back up in this channel and rolls off that MACD again, and it could get really set up. And that BTCT, we were super early on last time. And let's look at it. Just trying to get set up. And again, it's just not ready yet. This is a computer hardware, right? Yeah, computer hardware one. and it's hitting that 20 right there, and it's trying to get set up right here. It's getting to be in a pretty good spot. I think it just has to get back up over that 20 and get moving. Maybe tomorrow it gets set up right there. AMAT, we looked at it on 3.5, so let's look at 3.5 back here. And that was opened at 153. Its low is 150. It got up to 155, and now it's at 155, and it looks like it's hitting that MACD. So there you go. I remember we kind of looked at a lot of these guys, and that was at AMAT right there, and IONQ is on a weekly uptrend. Yeah, I'm telling you, that one doesn't look too bad right there, that IONQ. And like I said, it looks like it's trying to push through. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. And even if it pulls back, it might not be too bad. AMD, been looking for that bottom forever. I know, you and me both, laptop travel, and I think it might be there, just getting set up right there. And again, AMD, SMCI, the two American AMD semiconductor companies, not looking bad. PayPal, still think it'll turn up very soon. I still think it will too. It just crawled up. It's actually not looking bad right there, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And some BTC shorter has a long position on Melania. Oh wow, that's pretty wild. And PLTR, like that green candle on Friday. Let me take a look at that again. PLTR. Yeah, that 20 is coming down to that 50. It's just that nice curl up right there. I don't know if it's going to break through. Almost like how SMCI looked the other day. I wanted to run up a little bit but not make it. We'll look at it and see if it can. And let's see, DXYZ may not have bottomed out right here. Yeah, I agree right there. Just had that little run up, and it's probably going to hit that MACD and pull back some more. And that bottom could be down at that 25.19, but it could pull back right down there. So there you go with them bad boys. Let me see. I think I got everything. Let me see. CLNV. Let's look at that somber fox and see what that's at. Nobody's going to have CLNV on the radar. I don't even know what it is. CLNV. Hold on. Here we go. Clean Vision Corp. It's obviously an OTC, or I can see that if it just came up. Let me see. Oh, CLNV. It'll say it when I do it. Yeah, it's an OTC, and it is a penny. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just it couldn't run up to here, 0.0177, which isn't a bad run up right there. It's just, I'm not a big OTC guy. It didn't run up, cross through, trying to come down again. Just a hard look right there. And again, I'm not that big on the OTCs. I try to look at them. Some are easier than others, but some of them I just don't get a really good idea. But I'll definitely look at anything right there. And what's that? The earnings for this week, is that what that is? Let me see. Is this earnings right here? So what is it? 360 Finance and all kinds of companies just coming starting this week. So yeah, Five Belows on Wednesday, Micron MU's on Thursday, FedEx is on Thursday. So there's a ton of them coming up. I'll retweet that out. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for that. And here you go. There's all the earnings right here. And I'm sure it's not all of them, but that's just some. And let's see, that Viking, let's look at VKTX, see what that's doing right here. Good old Viking up $1. Yeah, this thing's actually trying to curl up now. And we'll see if it can get through that 50. It may stay in that channel and get set back up and then bounce off really good. But it doesn't look too bad for tomorrow. So keep an eye on that VKTX right there. And what do we have this week? I'll just shoot that out real quick. The FOMC interest rate decisions on Wednesday, and the Fed Chair Powell press conference is Wednesday at 2:30, and then on Thursday, initial jobless claims and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Survey, existing home sales, and U.S. leading economic indicators. So some good reports coming up right there. ALLR, GG, we did do that. I'll do it again though in case you missed it. Here we go. Oh yeah, that thing was coming back down to the MACD and probably going to get rolling back up fairly soon. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. But yeah, it's right in that channel. So I'd assume it's going to try to get rolled back up there. And a lot of open strikes on that Viking right there. HMR, let me take a look at that one, see what that's doing real quick. HMR, this one's a new one, just came out of the basement too. Let me look at this. HMR. Yeah, that one's an interesting one, huh? Just like ran up, came, just did a nice hook and trying to pull back. We'll have to look at that one right there, Barbara. HMR, just to get a better idea. It did run up on Thursday, but it is fairly new, and I can't really tell exactly what it wants to do. Let me see what else we see here. TMDX. Let's look at that one right here. TMDX. Transmedics Group. That one's not looking bad. You're right. Right there. It's not looking bad at all. We'd have to look at that one tomorrow as well, because that one is trying to get cruising right there. I can say that. Hitting some resistance right there, but trying to fight it. I have to look at that in the morning. TMDX. Take a look at that, Luis Rodriguez. And I think that one could get moving for sure. And gold, we looked at that. So AUST. Let me see. CDE. Let me see. CDE. That's that mining company right here. That one's hitting the resistance. We'll see what that wants to do right there. And we did NUG. And let's see what else. AUST, that was the one I was just thinking. We're looking at AUST, Austin Gold Corp. We've looked at this a million times, guys, and it is getting set up right here. It's been on our list. I'd keep an eye on. Might not pop just tomorrow. I might hit that MACD and come down, but it is getting ready. So we'll keep an eye on Austin, and I'll keep that on the list right there. And let's see what else is going on. I think we got to everything right there. Let me see. I think I got to that. 321 PLTR calls were up over 80% on Friday. Oh, yeah, that's nice right there. PLTR calls on the 21st, huh? So that would be what, next Friday, or this Friday, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to say we're looking at that tomorrow. It obviously looked good, it's curling up good, but I'm not so sure. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And we'll see what else is going on here. Let me see. I think we got all them. Let me see the scanners real quick. We'll take a look at that stuff and see what's going on real fast. Let me see if I see anything over here. SUNE, QBTS, we went through all these. HEPA, we did. Intel, RGTI, we did all these. And we know what that's all up to. Ford, I'm telling you, has been trying to get set up. The chart changed around a little bit, but it's not looking bad, guys. Keep your eye on Ford. It is getting set up right there. Check it out. It will get popping right now. How about that SYRS? I think that was running up Friday, wasn't it? A little bit, trying to run back up. Remember, it ran up perfect for us. Could be getting set back up, guys, so keep an eye on that SYRS right here. Yeah, it ran up a little Friday, 8 to 13, closed at 8, and it's trying to push that envelope right there. So we know all about that guy right there, SYRS. And let's see what else. Lucid's been way down there trying to curl up. I don't think that's ready. DGLY, American Airlines, way down. Let's see if it wants to pull back some more. I know it ran up a tiny bit. Kind of looked like a bottom, but I'm not so sure right there. I think that could be pulling back some more. BHAT, pulling back a little bit. Apple, we did all them guys. BBAI, we did. And let's see. This one's trying to get set up. NVNI, I know we looked at it the other day, and it was curling up there. And yeah, see how they get curled up and then they hit that line and pull back. So I'm not so sure that can get cruising just yet. Isn't that the China large cap, FXI? Yes, it is. And that is the China large cap getting towards the top. And who knows what that's going to do. It looks like it's going to try to top out up there pretty soon, I would think. And that plug and BBD is trying to crawl up. Keep an eye on that. And SoundHound's not looking too bad right there. So there's a bunch of different ones right there. Let's see what else is going on over here. Dabs. Who's doing Dabs tonight right there on a Sunday night? NWTN. Let's see what this is doing. This one's not looking bad, guys. Might want to keep an eye on this. NWTN. Let's jot that one down right there. NWTN not looking too bad. And let's see what else is going on here. MRM, we looked at that last week. I remember this bad boy last week, and it did. It ran up. Look, we were saying it was getting into that spot right there. Oh yeah, we looked at it Friday morning. That's right. SUNE, and let me see if anything else grabs my attention. That's already popped up. ANTE, we already looked at that, and none of them bad boys. USAR was already run up there. And I don't see, oh, what did I just do? CVIE. It's not looking too bad, but nothing great. And yeah, nothing too crazy right there. Let me just check and see what's trending over here on the stock twits. Let me go ahead and take a peek at my phone real quick, see what's going on over there. And then I'll take a look and make sure I didn't miss anything. So they were all pretty much, well, they did move around a little bit. QBTS, and QCOM, we looked at these guys already. QCOM is down a little bit right there. XLE, what is that one? Isn't that an ETF? XLE, let me see. Energy sector. Didn't we already look at that, I think? I think we did. Then you mentioned that one earlier, Luis Rodriguez, and then a bunch of, it's just a bunch of crypto coins. XOP, what's that one? Sounds like it would be like the ExxonMobil ETF here. Oh, oil and gas ETF. There you go, XOP. Again, hitting that line right there. It has some resistance. We'll take a look at it tomorrow, see what it wants to do in the morning, see what they want to get up to, the oil and gas guys. Yeah, there's your SPY, and like I said, we'll be there at 7 a.m. to check them out. Let me make sure we didn't miss anything else. What are our news stories here? Oil price. Here you go, guys. This is what I read to you guys. Oil prices jump, optimism over China's consumption stimulus boost Asia shares, and then Asia stocks rise on China hopes. U.S. futures slip. Dow and S&P 500, Nasdaq futures tumble after a week of sharp losses. Stock futures fall after Dow posts the worst week since 2023, and the stock market bulls abandoned by Trump won't be saved by Jerome Powell and the Fed. So yeah, I think it might be another week where we have some pullback so we can short it back down. And again, we've just been destroying this thing, so I don't mind at all. I'm not going to lie. Elon compared Japanese and American car companies like Ford, use an example of a boat race. The Japanese team has 8 people rowing and 1 person steering. The American team has 1 person rowing and 8 people steering. He's probably absolutely right there. You're not kidding. So, yeah, crazy. We are behind, that's for sure. I don't know what the hell goes on anymore, but clearly the last 4 years weren't really productive for this country. We all know that, that's for sure. So anyway, that's all that stuff right there, and I think we got us. Let me just see. I don't think I see anything else, and I think we got all the messages. Let me see. JP Morgan, let's look at that one. Oh, we never looked at crypto. That's what I knew there was something missing. JP Morgan not looking bad on that run up, but I'm not so sure he really wants to get bouncing there. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. It could just be one of them run ups from Friday and then pull back. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Jamie Dimon now. I love his rants and stuff, going nuts about all the people don't want to go back to school, or go back to work. It's quite amazing. I love it. Anyway, let's look. Bitcoin is at 83,176. Solana's back at 127. They were up earlier. Ethereum's at 1909. Ripple's at 234. Cardano's at 71. And Doge is at 17 cents. And like I said, I'll just look real quick on here and show you guys. Here you go. I'll look on my phone and check out what they look like real quick and tell you what Bitcoin looks like. I don't think it looks too crazy. I didn't think it was going to get crazy, and especially when I seen them short positions. Yeah, it's curled through and it could easily come right back down. So I'm not so sure they're going to get cruising yet. And again, you got some huge short positions coming in, and these guys seem to know stuff before it all happens. So you might want to keep an eye on that, because that's what's been going on. BHAT does reverse split tomorrow. Did we mention that? I'm not sure if we mentioned it already, but they do reverse split tomorrow. Yeah, one for 100. We might have mentioned it, but I appreciate it for chiming in there. Thank you very much, David. So yeah, there we go. B hat reverse splitting, and that's our market right there. And crypto, we'll go through the charts again tomorrow, see what it looks like. But again, I don't think it's popping at the moment there. So there you go, everybody. Appreciate everybody hanging out and tuning in to our live show. Again, we do it every night at 9 p.m. and we go back on at 7 a.m. So we'll be here at 7 a.m. and I'll be live streaming. So we'll go through the charts together, see what's going to be popping on a Monday morning. And again, I don't think that the market's going to be looking great, but we're in position to short it down and find the poppers. So we did it all last week, the week before, and we've been cruising right through. So we will find the fresh picks that want to get nailed. That's for sure, and that's what we do. So thank you everybody for tuning in. And again, I have no idea because now I'm live streaming things. I used to know on these spaces exactly who was tuning in, and now I just know a couple people that posted messages like obviously Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez and a couple other people I had mentioned there, and David and some other people. Scott, our ADTX is reverse splitting tomorrow, and FBGL. Let me look at that one for you, Scott. FBGL here. I almost missed them. I don't know. They came up to the top now. So, here we go. Let's see. FBGL. And yeah, that one's just kind of running down there in the basement, like not really cruising yet. You can tell it'll get set up. I don't think it's really dipping much more. Obviously, it's brand new and it opened like February 6th and it ran up to like 545. We're looking at it at 81 cents down here. And I think it's just kind of stair stepping its way out of the basement, but it's just taking its good old time right there. So an ADTX, yep, reverse split. We did mention that one. That is tomorrow, so we're going to be looking at that after tomorrow. And then, yeah, we'll look at B Hat and everybody else. So there you go. And LGMK, we'll have to take a look at that one tomorrow. Good old Logic Mark and see if that one can finally get cruising there. It's in the basement, but that 20 is way up there, so we'll see. It did run up once, and we'll see if it can get moving again. And again, greatly appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out. Any questions, feel free to DM me on X. I do answer everybody. Just make sure it's my account because there are a bunch of fake accounts out there. I guess it's a good thing. I guess it's a good problem when people want to impersonate you, but obviously it's not good because they're all scammers. So just beware of that. But I do respond on X and I will answer anybody. So if you have any questions, feel free, hit me up. And again, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. Scott, Laptop Travel, everybody else. Again, I wish I could see everybody because I do like to thank everybody. I know Barbara and Doge Mom and Nine, and I'm sure the regular crew is on there, but I'm not exactly sure Winter Mute and everybody. So again, greatly appreciate everybody. Tune in at 7 a.m. We'll be on. We'll do our laptop lowdowns, our Jolie's jumpers. We'll look at crypto. We'll obviously go through the SPY and our big caps Mag 7. See what we're looking at in the morning. It has been green in the morning, but you can get a pretty good idea of what it's going to do. We nailed it all last week, so we'll nail it again this week, that's for sure. And what's this bond? Didn't we look at this or talk about it the other day? Oh yeah, Friday. I think we mentioned we were talking about it Friday because it was popping up there, that BON, and I think it was just on the scanner. I don't even think it was one that we were really looking at. I think we noticed it on the scanner in the morning. So there you go. It just grabbed my attention because it was up 95%. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a really good market review for tomorrow. And yeah, I would say that would do it. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. And I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a good night, everybody. And let me see how I can even turn this thing off because I don't even know. There we go. End stream. So there you go, everybody. Have a good night. And I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m.